The most handsome player in the LPL, I think it's Icon. I'm sure some of our chat will have an opinion on this, but
I mean, he
Hacker
looks
on
like
your
a pop
screen.
star.
Wait till we see Icon. Okay, there's Twila, so we should see Icon next.
Oh, you can see his
on
hair.
the corner.
You can see his hair.
Come on.
Okay, but looking at the draft anyway, we've got Rek'Sai,
God
Nidalee,
damn it.
Varus banned away. So a little bit of a different bans coming in, but still a heavy focus towards the junglers, at least here from OMG side. Whereas in the opposite, LeBlanc, Trundle, and Kalista banned away. So won't be seeing the Kalista picked up here, but means that we will more than likely be going back towards the Aphelios. And with the Varus, Kalista, and the Aphelios now taken off the board, we usually see a tendency back towards the Ashe, and could mean that DMO start to opt in towards more of this pick-orientated style.
Or even like this Ezreal, right, that's risen to high priority. I mean, Ezreal has been like first pick worthy, so I'd be surprised if Xubin doesn't want to go that direction either. Lee Sin for Hacker once again, a good pick that we know. We got him on your screen there. Hacker has been a bit of a shining light as we're still not seeing him. All I want is the blonde beauty in the mid lane to show us. Because he does look like, he looks like a pop star, doesn't he?
Yeah, he definitely does. There you go. There's the Ezreal you were talking about, though. That's going to be locked in. Potential here to try and pair it with something like a Karma or a Yuumi. Thank you very much,
nice.
DMO. Because, yeah, this is a very heavy poke lane, and you've got a lot of mobility and extra damage that can come through in the later stages off of your support pick. Will be the Yuumi locked in. So we'll have to see if Xubin can pilot this a little bit safer than Jackie Love did against Hacker's Lee Sin, but still excited to see this matchup there.
Well, meanwhile, OMG thinking of an early echo for Icon. He got a banned away last time, so the priority may have shifted, trying to put Icon into more of a priority lane.
I think this is smart here from OMG. Usually I'd try and advocate for picking up a support pick here, but when you have a Yuumi and an Ezreal in the opposite lane, you kind of get to do what you want with the support pick because you're not going to be pressured too much. Especially, usually you just want to see like a Thresh with the Aphelios, but you don't have to worry about it. So going towards the mid laner does make sense here.
Do you think Icon signed something saying, don't put me on camera? Because every other player has been on screen but Icon.
You got to pay Icon to put him on screen.
Oh,
He's just that handsome. You know, there's
mean,
Cold.
we've seen Cold like 5 times already.
Either way, though, Icon will actually get his hands on a Zoe, so an 80% win rate on that for spring. This was a big pick for Icon. So excited to see what he can do in this matchup.
Sorry.
You're so distracted by him.
I really am.
There's Hacker, so no, still no. But Thresh, anyway, will be banned away. So even with DMOs, or even with that conversation we had about you not really worrying too much about the support that you're going to be paired with here in the bottom lane for SMLZ. DMO still want to try and prioritize removing some of them. I'd like to see the Ornn ban away here, though, for Curse. Curse is super strong on that pick. And I think when you see an Aphelios and you've got an Ornn and a Zoe, you've such strong late games that can come in, especially with the extra Ornn items.
Double support ban instead for DMO. Yeah, there's the Nautilus. I was going to say, to get the cat off your back, that'd be nice, but also Lulu's been rising in the meta with different lanes.
But that's why I'm really surprised to see those bans in particular from DMO, because the Thresh you don't need when you're up against an Ezreal and a Yuumi. The Nautilus you don't really want either in this lane. You can just go for an Enchantress support, the likes of a Karma or a Lulu, because you still got that safety for the Aphelios. Now you've got a bunch of added stats for this Aphelios as well. So this is super, super nice. And again, I think OMG, just go towards this front to back stall. Pick up the likes of an Ornn. I know it's not the greatest against an Ezreal. He can fend fairly well for himself. But just having this late game scaling and this really strong front to back stall fight can be wonderful.
But it's kind of cool because in 2017 spring and summer when OMG made playoffs last, it was the bottom lane with the Ardent sensor support paired with something like the Cogmore, something like the Twitch as well for SMLZ. So it is going back to a bit of a blast from the past with the bottom lane set to carry and SMLZ looking for a high priority. While Wukong goes over the side of Chelizi, there's 5 again on your screen. While Curse up in that top lane has decided he wants to rinse and repeat. Or does he?
So could be the potential for the set top lane. So does work out reasonably well against the Wukong, but you kind of end up in this weird scenario where Wukong does win in the later stages of the matchup. But it will be the Renekton for Curse instead. So looking to win this top lane, start to control this bottom lane as well when you've got the Ezreal, and sorry, not the Ezreal, the Aphelios and this Lulu can actually do a really good job of pushing and being aggressive against this Ezreal Yuumi. So I think OMG right now have got multiple different lanes that they can look to have Hacker play around.
I'm really convinced that his player cam is broken, or they just haven't looked at him at all. Everyone else has had time on the screen, and they're like, nah, we've seen Icon enough over the years.
I feel like our
I just need to see it.
I feel like our draft has been like two people flicking between channels. You're a bird watching, and I'm trying to go through like a scientific endeavor as to the way these drafts
Honestly,
are going.
after game one, it's thrown me off the bus. I just literally, I just wanted an opinion from the audience about one player, and they wouldn't give it to me. But look, I'll bring us back.
Please go to Hysteric's Twitter. 1 like equals 1 prayer for his sanity as we go into game number 2.
But I was going to take you on a bit of a journey because I'm curious about these compositions. We'll talk about it as we get into game. For OMG, game 1 was only narrowly won. If you missed out, it was actually a bit of a train wreck to start the series. While we go into a game 2, refreshed minds, a bit of a restart, different compositions. And it'll really test the limit of OMG. We need to see a bit of cleanliness. We need to see the first series win out of one of these teams. If this goes to a game 3, well, I'm not sure what to say, but we'll see. OMG changing things up and going into game 2. So a DMO. Dagged up, there's no Gyos. We have an empty arena there in Hongqiao. That's where the players are playing from right now, in the Hongqiao arena. You remember hearing the chants from 2019 summer. That was a while ago. 2019 spring, or 2020 spring. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Hit the button.
Oh,
quick.
observer.
Director. There we
go.
Okay. Nobody saw. Nobody's our secret. Our secret.
Oh, he's in trouble. All right, sir. Tell me, how do the comps work? Let's start with DMO because a lot of chase down available.
Well, they have a really strong mid game when they do get to that point because Chelizi is gonna.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Early action, flash burn.
This is horrible for Chelizi. So I want to see how Hacker changes up his route now because he needs to go top ASAP. Use the advantage now that you don't have Chelizi with that flash, and you've got Curse who can set up so well with the Rootless Predator for a gank. You just kill Chelizi.
But take me through the comps. You're about to before we saw that flash.
Anyway, so yeah, DMO have got this really strong mid-game where you can have Ezreal hit the 2 items, Twila as well, and you can just look to snowball that advantage, especially since Mitsuki has a choice of connecting to Xiaopeng or connecting to Xubin. You can have 2 massive carries and really enable both of the Ezreal and the Olaf. Whereas when we look over at OMG side, they are trying to at least survive when it comes to this mid-game against how strong DMOs is and get to the later stages, because once SMOZ gets its free item, you've got the likes of that Ardent Sensor and Athene's Unholy Grail completed for Cold. This bottom lane is going to be massive for OMG.
Yeah, a lot of big potential there, of course, as well. With Icon in a longer lane, we'll continue to watch that as we go through the game. Notice the Lulu here in the LPL. Not many times that we see that, as Cold has taken a pretty unfavorable trade. Onto Mitsuki, not going to matter too much when he's on top of Xubin.
So I'm keeping my eyes now on this top side of the map and also on Hacker and how he's going to start pathing, because he's actually looking for a full clear, which I don't agree with, or at least clearing out this full bot side jungle. And I think you could have been able to punish, as you see Chelizi so heavily in this top side. Curse is going to be able to push this in, get the bounce back, and maybe Hacker just wants to go straight red into top side, but I think getting here that little bit sooner could have worked out.
Chelizi should be able to get level 2 here on the top lane very soon. There we go. Also has the biscuits in his inventory, but Hacker now making the choice to path upwards with a red buff available versus the quick reset from Xiaopeng, going back to base, picking up the talisman.
Don't forget as well, if Hacker is going to go towards that top side to gank, you do have the E, which will reveal Wukong, which makes it a lot easier for you to set up those plays on the top side. That's why I'm calling so heavily for this, but not going to see it just yet. Maybe as Curse, as you see, still trying to bully him under the tower with this wave, going to be able to reset, might be able to do something after.
Especially if Chelizi walks into it, but that turret shot isn't doing any favors to the top laner as Hacker thinks about it. Does spot out Xiaopeng, so Olaf first lease in. Probably going to see that soon. As what's happening here? Are we doing it or not? Oh, okay. 1 versus 1. Now, Xiaopeng, I don't know, might feel okay. As Chelizi goes on in under turret, that was way too easy. Scatter the weak. Hacker flashes away. as Icon will get the trouble bubble, lands in with the Paddle Star Sonic Wave Resonating Strike. That's the kill, and now Twila is stuck in a 2 versus 1 with TP coming in, but Curse is still here. Twila trying to delay for time, but it's way too late. Chelizi comes back to lane, and Curse is still so confident. Hits Conqueror, gets another slice and dice, and Chelizi now at Arbel with Icon with a flash.
Icon, don't do it.
He was thinking about it. No, he goes back. But that's a massive win for OMG with the first 3 kills.
And they do capitalize on Chelizi with that early flash burn, able to make a dog's dinner of it from DMO's side, to be honest. DMO tried to make the play happen. Xiaopeng gets aggressed on. Chelizi, because he doesn't have the stone skin built up because he hasn't been auto-attacking Curse, is super squishy. So Curse kills him on his way towards Xiaopeng. Then they're able to get the Olaf, and they're able to get Twila. It's 3 kills nice and early for OMG.
Spread throughout as well to the 2 solo laners plus the jungle, and we saw what Hacker did with the early blood in the last game. This is a 1,500 gold lead at 4 minutes into the game, and now you need something big from DMO, otherwise this snowball is going to blow the game out of control. Xiaopeng going towards the top side, he has no flash, and Curse does.
I assume this is more to try and burn the flash before we get the level 6 coming out from Chelizi.
No, here we go again.
Twila's moving.
Twila is here first, Icon is not. And he moves under turret, he says, bro, I'm with you. As Curse could dodge away, and that's it.
Yeah, not going to be anything amounted for it.
Okay.
And I'm surprised to see Icon kind of holding onto this wave in the middle of the lane here. I'd see him push it in and try and make Twila lose out a little bit. But Twila not going to be too overly punished for that roam up, so it doesn't matter when all is said and done.
And even misses that trade. Scat of the week, not being used yet, but does find the stun. And Twila, as you said, walks back, didn't lose too much CS with Cold now roaming. A Lulu making her way downtown.
Walking fast, brushes past.
No, I didn't set you up for that. No.
Look,
if there's any
you
song,
haven't brought me to karaoke yet.
There's
I'm bursting here.
Hey,
I gotta get it out of me.
If there's any song we sing the LEC song. Whatever's happening over there in the ad breaks
I don't even know
needs
what
to
that is.
stop. The Diplo song needs to stop. Oh dear. You saw the version before. You saw the LEC version, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw the LEC version.
Yeah, with quick shot with no clothes on was interesting. Interesting look. But
look,
maybe we should do a version.
Look, if you're willing to get the kid off, go for it. Man.
I'll volunteer to be the DJ, yeah.
For everyone else's sake, I'll keep my kid off.
Yeah, got something on my mind too, right? As Twila is going to cleanse away. That was a trouble bubble from Icon, and well, OMG is still 2k gold ahead, and these lanes are getting out of control. 26 CS lead in the top side. That is being equalized, but Chelizi walking up to the lane, or rather the minions, getting punished each and every time. And Curse is now level 6. Those 2 turret shots matter, but not really enough when you have Dominus available.
And it feels bad for Chelizi, because it was that first play that's really set him so far behind, and now Curse is just free to continuously bully. And if he wants to right now, could actually back away and try and get a bit more items underneath his belt, finish off... sorry, I was popped for a second. Icon might have been going for something, but yeah. Finish off some of these items for himself, as he's actually going to go down, pick up some more health instead, and look to continue bullying Chelizi.
Bit of lettuce makes it nice. Chelizi actually backed away. He doesn't have TP. Things were going down, and that is an early backfire now. First can just push out this wave as heal's going to be burnt by Icon. Now swaps to the exhaust while Dragon's being done by OMG. Still pretty dominant. It's now at 3k. That's how big these lanes are evolving. Even the bottom side, it's Chakram Boy again. Picks up a bit of turret plating.
So he said, look, yes, DMO are going to be the mid-game team, but the early stages aren't as kind for them. Chelizi, we already talked about losing out in this top lane matchup, 20 CS behind up there. You've got xubin as well that is still looking to get past just this tier, but Hacker may not let him.
Yeah, peekaboo. It's 2 versus 1. Do you think Hacker cares? Well, the kick was interesting as Icon almost gets soloed out, exhaust down, and Undertow connects the Chilling Smite now down. But there is still a lot of damage. I'm not sure how that happened, but it did. While Hacker retreats and gets him another bit of turret plating.
Yeah, so they will at least get some goal back in over towards SMLZ. And this is where I want to see OMG put their... Right, SMLZ's doing...
Yep.
I want to see them put their gold into this bottom lane, because look, at the end of the day, when you get Lulu powered up, when you get this Aphelios powered up, you're going to be in fantastic shape as OMG. So just try and keep going here and continue to put pressure down on the bottom side, because top is going to win anyway. Mid is going even. So why not just continue to force this through on Xubin and Mitsuki, who the new guys in the bottom lane won't have had a heap of games together. I mean, some from prior past, but not the same really when you're stepping up to the LPL stage.
The LPL stage is very different. You got to remember that when you get into this league, things are not as kind, as we've seen adaptations go wrong. I will say though that Xubin probably doing as well as Helper has. The game's kind of going awry on the top side, not his fault.
So this is a bit unfortunate timing for Curse. It'd be lovely if he was able to freeze that wave, but because you do have the Rift Herald that's being contested now by DMO, he will need to shove that in and not be able to punish Chelizi as heavily for that massive wave that's stuck there.
I have to ask you though, if DMO commit to this Herald, will they just die? Because there is almost a full item on Zoe. There is a Blade of the Rune King in the making for the Renekton.
It looks like OMG are saying no. They don't want to try and contest for this, at least with the way Icon's going. But it looks like OMG might be on different paths here.
They said, we're going to do it anyway. Curse is joining up with Hacker and Cold. Herald at 4K. Hacker aware of this. As Yuumi attached now, it's 4 versus 3 until Icon comes in at 2K. Hacker trying to get an angle for the steals. Forward goes Icon, gets him at half health. The trouble ball behind as well. It's taken by Curse, who turns into Dominus Croc, gets a spin. Chelizi gets low, so does Xiaopeng. They flash forward. Curse gets the kill, almost sacrifices their own life, but doesn't care in the end as Twila gets the blast code out to safety. But Icon has stolen 2 flashes, and Twila really regrets being near. 2 more for OMG, and down the toilet, DMO's game goes.
3,500 gold lead for OMG at the 10-minute mark. They've now got this Rift Herald to just accelerate that as well. OMG have completely taken over this game.
Sir, that's 5,000 gold. And this is going to get even larger.
5,000. That is absolutely insane.
Turret plating available. Rift Herald available. Going to get the full charge. This mid turret's going to go down pre-11 minutes to a 2-0-2 Zoe. And a Renekton who's gone back to top side and is getting more turret plating of his own. If Dominus win this game, they could be one of the best teams in League of Legends history. Or OMG could throw it away. But at this point, very good play from OMG.
Yeah, it is great play from OMG. And this is kind of what we expect to see from OMG when they got a lead back in spring, at least in the middle portion. We were talking about these guys and how well they could snowball their advantages. And now again, they're finding this success off of mistakes from DMO. You asked me before this clip started if DMO should fight. Well, definitely not. Code had already started to move up. They're in a OMG have already got their items on the likes of Curse. He's in such a lead ahead of his counterpart in that top lane. And as well, you've got Icon, who's the benefactor of some early kills. So just the level advantages, the gold advantages were always meaning that OMG would lead.
I should retract my statement. If DMO find a way to pull this game back, they will be a good team. But at this point, OMG have shown a lot more control. 6K gold lead now on the board. Again, pre-12 minutes with the next dragon coming up being Ocean. We're set for a Cloud Rift or a Mountain Rift with OMG's early lead. That would be pretty punishing for an Ezreal Syndra.
Certainly would, but OMG are very much controlling this jungle. Hacker's done a great job in getting this Dragon Snowball started early, so should be able to pick up this one, and they just continue to amass these. And then you're looking at the stage where, okay, Twila and Xubin will be at their strongest. They can maybe contest for a third, but all you're doing is buying more time for SMLZ to get towards the double Zeal items, and then for Lulu to get towards his Ardent Sensor, and you'll be absolutely wonderful as OMG. And to be honest, because of the extra damage that this Lulu is going to provide this Aphelios, I'm not even sure, just off of the item advantages that SMLZ has picked up right now, the Xubin is really going to be that much stronger when we get to 2 hours.
You know, we're going to engage in the top side. It's versus 3. Yuumi on top. That's going to be helpful with the ulti, but Curse just kills him. Has a bit of healing available if he can press the Q, but Yuumi goes on top, takes the trouble bubble wall. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but Icon being in this is not good news. Now left on his own, Mitsuki has to deal with this. He knows that the flash, yep, it could follow him anywhere. So Icon picks up a double, and 1 versus 2. Ain't good. Well, versus 3, sorry.
It's OMG picking up everything in this game. It's very quickly slipping away from DMO, and we want to add to that. SMLZ.
That was a... Let's just call it what it was. That ult was bad. SMLZ, the weakness of the team.
Well, definitely in this one, because we're seeing Icon return to that spring form on the champion we knew him for in spring. This Zoe was his pocket pick. Well, was everyone's pick, but he played it exceptionally. 80% win rate, now starting off on the right foot here again in summer.
OMG have almost picked up 15 bits of turret plating. They will manage to achieve 13 at the very least, which has been a while since we've seen that much, as Icon should be able to get the 14th one as well, and that was very scary for Xubin and Mitsuki, but there you go, 14 with a redemption in pocket. Icon was so close. He almost got 15.
Cold. You're not set. You can't do anything here.
Ardent Sensor means he can 1 versus 2. I don't think he cares. Oh.
I kind of want to see how much damage you can do to Xubin, to be honest.
He's not going to throw it out, but Icon being here with an Ardent Sensor could make it pretty hard. They're going to get cornered. Mitsuki's low. If Xubin dies with the Wild Growth, then he's left on his lonesome, but the rest of DMO coming in. Hacker's a little bit deep. Tries to get out with the Sonic Wave Resonating Strike, but that'll be the sacrifice. Kick against the wall while the rest of DMO chase after Icon and Cold. Not successful, but OMG. Meanwhile, they'll lose their jungler for a turret, so ends up being a trade, but at least DMO got something.
You're still looking at Kirsten's bottom side pushing in, so he's going to get some decent damage onto this bottom lane turret. He's got the Blade of the Rune King build, so he will wreck.
Oh no, but Xubin's caught on out. He will die. No Yuumi can save him there, and Mitsuki, one more hit needed. The turret does it. Okay.
I think you summed that up perfectly. This game has gone very poorly for DMO. It's only getting worse.
Yeah, no one can deal with Curse. Chelizi's 2 levels down. 2,200 gold versus 0. Icon says howdy. Chelizi probably should die here. The W damage with the paddle star. Nope. Good flash away by Chelizi, but he did have to burn the flash. So now this turret's going to die. And this one, short and sweet is how we'll put it.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about potentially going towards a game 3. I think that has been very quickly stuffed in the bag, as we've already had 15 minutes, got this bottom lane tier 2 down. You're sitting at a 10,000 gold lead. I can do the math on that one for OMG.
Nicely done. Okay.
Do you know what's worse? I used to work in finance. And I have been consistently messing up my my math problems here, so...
Well,
sorry for everyone.
That's right. I think a lot of investors, a lot of people involved with the finances should be glad you're out of it.
Yeah. Here, look, I used to have Excel. I don't have Excel on the desk. That's my problem, all right?
It's a shame. You can't do your League of Legends spreadsheets.
Exactly. Yeah.
No 5-ed for you, sir. Well, this game being done, what a great chance to talk about OMG's success in Game 2. If OMG played like this, they wouldn't be 0-4. This wouldn't be OMG's first series win if they can close this out. They're in a 10k gold lead in 16 minutes, so they definitely should with another Rift Herald in hand. But point being that this was kind of the OMG we saw in spring, which had hopes for playoffs, which we wouldn't be calling a bottom 2-tier team pretty indefinitely with the failures they've had.
And this is the thing. If you can look at the matches that they've had so far against RNG, V5, EDG, Top Esports, and say, look, these are actually pretty tough teams when you look at the LPL. And that's where I'm like, okay, fair. It's hard to pick up wins against some of these teams. But when I look at the way OMG have been losing these matches, that's the big issue that I have. People like SMLZ getting caught out with Icon making these strange plays. But at least now in this game, they seem to be back on point. Icon looks far more comfortable on this Zoe pick. Hacker has again been outstanding on this Lee Sin, and Curse looking phenomenal on the Renekton in the top.
Because I believe that the individual wins, V5 and Top Esports for OMG, was when Icon was on Zoe. I know further down the track, I believe I have another OMG game coming up later in the week. When I say that, I mean like a Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. And my point of conversation was going to be Icon's win rate on Zoe, because it seems to be his most successful champion here in summer. And it also seems to be a point of interest for OMG as a unit. So there is a lot to kind of unravel with OMG's style as they push down the mid lane another time here with the inner turret on the line. But that's already been taken down. So Rift Herald ready for the charge towards the inhibitor. Bottom lane Icon sitting there comfortably, while DMO, they have to commit Twila and Xiaopeng to backing to try and defend this turret. As Mount Dragon on the horizon. That's OMG's no matter what, with an 11k gold lead. And gold keeps stacking up. As coming back to that, just remember that OMG picking up a win against V5 was important, but they couldn't do it in the series win. They got an individual game win. That's kind of what separates them from the mid-tier, because that's where V5 slot in right now. Where does OMG slot in? Well, towards the bottom, above DMO, it looks like.
I want to go back to a point that you did make an icon, though. We have seen this Zoe out from him before at 3 other occasions, and everyone has been a loss, unfortunately. So this would be a 25% win rate if they do pick up the win here in this game, which is a far cry from that big ult that we had.
Hey, well, Xubin is now going to deal with this Renekton. Yuumi has a lot of healing. That's nice, as Curse might actually go down. Healed up with the wild growth. It's thank you, Lulu.
Oh,
and it is a bit of a lulu, isn't it? Yeah, Xubin. Welcome to the LPL, my good friend. As double kill goes on over, Twila gets a kill. And that's the third one for DMO this game, as he's now going to reach into a paddle star. I don't think Icon needs it. This Zoe's so fed. Troll Wobble cleansed away from. Icon has a cleanse himself. Give him the flash. Give him the kill. 8-0-3 with 2 items. And OMG might be able to get a couple of inhibitors at the least and lead to a game end.
Yeah, SMLZ is able to push in this mid. Curse and Icon will be able to push in this top lane, and you can have the rest of OMG just go and join them in this top lane. Xiaopeng can't do very much in either, can Chelizi.
I'm going to try anyway. There's a redemption available in case the gauge goes on in through the mid lane. Now the turret goes down, and we're 19 minutes in. This gold lead continues forward. It's 13k, I think, Dagda.
Yeah.
So...
And here's the thing. You're now looking at OMG who come back. You got the first Baron of the game just about to spawn, but with how far ahead they are, they should be able to do this no problem, or else just turn aggressively on towards DMO. Do they need to?
I guess it's super easy with Aphelios, right? Aphelios Lulu, and it's just...
And Aphelios with an Eye and Runan's Hurricane already completed, plus Lulu.
And maybe he's going to have an extra kill on top of that, because Icon's found the pick again. He actually steals it away. That's an easy one. Icon even survives with the unleashed power coming through, as Xubin is relying on Mitsuki this game, but the healing is not enough.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out so far. 1-6 for the bottom lane, but I think they've had a lot of pressure on them this series, and it's a little bit unfair to kind of expect much from Xubin here. Not so much in that his play has worked out too hot, as I say. He might take a massive blow to the face, but he hasn't really had the protection on DMO.
Oh my god, look at it go down.
Yeah, welcome to Enchanter supports, ladies and gentlemen, for Aphelios.
He does quite a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I mean, the extra shurikens are ridiculous. Limit it to 6 or something. The fact that he gets about 10,000 or 200, whatever you want to call it, is beyond belief at this point. I think Aphelios is a great champion. Okay, Chelizi is dead.
Monkey is a lot happier than he actually probably feels right now.
I love the Chinese voice actor for Wukong and the sound effects. They're really, really cool. There's a couple of champions that I think are pretty awesome. Like Orianna as well. Look, Curse, he doesn't have Dominus here. He's probably dead, but it means absolutely nothing. OMG have already won this game. It's just playing around. Good shutdown. Doesn't mean much. We'll look towards top side. We have a Baroned up OMG, and that took a lot of resources from DMO. Now, here we go.
It does suck for OMG, though, because you can't spread this Baron buff across everyone, but at the end of the day, they're still massively far ahead. They're looking at a 15,000 gold lead for them. SMLZ should be able to push in this top wave. You've even got Hacker and Icon moving over, and much as right anything underneath this turret be an instant back or an instant death for him.
Yeah, probably the death option. He's got both summoners, so that seems like the likely option.
I wanted to be positive, okay? I wanted to give them at least something to dream of. Surviving an Icon paddle star.
Have you heard, what's your favorite voice actor? Because your client recently has turned back into Chinese, correct?
Yeah.
What is your favorite? Because you play a lot of support.
Yeah.
Is it Rammus? Have you heard? Have you heard, Chinese?
I haven't, no.
He doesn't speak much either, to be quite fair.
Did he just say okay or doi? I'm not very good.
I don't know. I haven't heard him. Because, English is, okay, yeah. All right, like he's got 3 lines, and they just rinse and repeat. I actually don't know if in Chinese it's the same. It just yes. Somebody has been doing his lesson.
We'll be starting them soon.
Yeah.
Just as DMO will hopefully start to defend their base soon, but it's not looking too hot for them.
Dude, this one's in the sink, right? DMO have opened their door today. There's a sink there.
Not again.
And they've asked themselves, would we let that sink in? Because it's definitely sinking into OMG as they run towards the Nexus. There is no one who stands up to Icon. There is no one who can defend this game. This has been in the bin for 13 minutes now, and OMG are putting in the finishing touches on their workbench known as the 2-0.
Yeah, they look like they're going back towards this Mountain Dragon. The soul is going to be nice,
Why
but
not?
it's not really going to add too much here. Yeah, this is pretty much done for at this stage.
What is it? SMLZ decided he just walked back and didn't want to be a part of it at all. Okay. You take what you can get. It's rare to see a Mountain Rift. I don't think we've seen a lot of Infernal and Ocean over the past couple of days.
Yeah, but look, either way, OMG looking a hell of a lot better in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Much cleaner. Icon looking far better on his Zoe. And I think this is where we kind of go, okay, maybe this is now the glimpses that we're seeing of what potentially could be for OMG once they start to get things back.
I don't know. That's very optimistic of you. I think you need to see this glimpse against a greater team. Because granted, against Top Esports, they had a game where OMG did look a lot better, but it was so back and forth, and it was more criticizing Top Esports for a game.
Maybe they become
instead.
like the BLG. You know, you see these glimpses of this
Can't deal with
amazing team, and then they just ruin everything.
There was a different swear word.
Very
different.
Word
Something about the bed and
Yes,
what's in it, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Or the best one I like to use is
they have to remake the bed of what has been an unsuccessful.
You know what I use? I use up the creek without a paddle.
Yeah.
That's the best one to do to cover your swearing. This game should have been over. OMG, again, finishing touches while minions towards the top side. Twila needs to pay respect. And Hacker will find the engage here eventually. But with the Mountain Soul, the shielding coming through will just put them at a happy place.
How much damage does this do? Xubin?
Oh, and oh no, Aphelios. He's towards the Nexus. That was very, very close. I think he hit him with a Calibrum. Yeah,
he did. Yeah,
Calibrum Infernum, and it just, that range is still quite ridiculous. As OMG finally get all the inhibitors. Hacker tries to go on in. He's got a bit too far forward. He goes golden in the nick of time while Moonlight Vigil doesn't connect. And OMG, you're so far ahead. Just run at the turrets. Icon picks up a kill. Curse is now here. And Dagda, you want to say it or should
OMG
I?
don't know when they're going to feel this again, so they're making the most of it.
Yeah, sure they are.
Yeah, there we go.
Nexus turrets down, and OMG with a 2-0. Game 2 looking a lot better than Game 1. That's what they need. Their first series win of LPL Summer.
At least it's the first